Okay, so I've gone back to my other option there with the purlin shaped members. What I'm going to do, you can please yourself now. You can sort of play with little bits and pieces here, but and everyone's probably going to come up with some different options in this regard. I'm just going to give you, show you something else that you might do, and you can choose different options from this. But I'm just coming up at 2400 or so. I intended, this is a northeastern corner of the building here, so it might be nice to let some morning sun in, and we'll be able to analyse how much comes in a second when we do some sun shading. So I'm just doing a small amount cropping. I'm just going to crop this corner using my tape measure. I've set out certain distance there. I've just come 600 back from the corner in both directions, and I've come 2400 up. I'll change to the wall layer, and I'll pick up my pencil, and I'm just going to trace off that shape that I've done. And down to there. And before I do anything more here, I'm also going to go across there, even though you can't see the line that I've just drawn, and the other one there, and then I'm going to start deleting some things. Just that line there. Yeah, that's all I want to do. Now I'll clean up the construction lines. So I'm just intending to leave the roof structure at above 2100 as it is, so we could build some outrigger, some cantilevered lintel members into the wall frame that would cantilever that 600 and still support the roof loads. That's quite achievable. And we might just truncate that and then make this a big glass opening into the northeastern corner possibly. We'll have a look at what effect that has when we do some sun analysis in a second. So I'd then probably decide that I wanted to pull this surface back down in line with there and clean up some of the lines for the slab. So it would look something like that possibly. So it's just something to play with. I'm not too sure at this stage if that's a good idea or not, but that's the whole idea of having a go at a few things and then running some analysis on it. The other thing that I might do too is for the entry door, this is another option that you may or may not choose to do. I'm going to pop the entry door in a bit, so there's a bit of an opening setback in the front wall at the entry door level. So I'll probably come up 2100 as a standard joinery line off the slab. That line's gone in there nicely, yep. And so I also want to come probably from this back wall here, I guess, just to establish that was 3600 to that point again. And another 3600. So that's just establishing where those main grids are on the wall. Later on, when we start to document this building, I'm going to suggest that we actually break up into 1200 panels this wall face and use some material like sky on matrix or something like that, one of the new James Hardy expressed facades. So I'm just going to come up, those sheets come in 1200 wide sheets, so we'll put a couple of 1200s there. Okay, and I'm on the wall layer, so I'm just going to break this wall shape up now around the front door. So you can imagine this is going to be the front door line through there, so I'll clean up the construction. I just set up those construction lines merely to be able to set out that, much like what a builder would have done to be able to set out some shapes on site too. And when I've cleaned that up, I'm going to experiment with push-pulling this now inside by anything up to say 900. So there's a 900 platform to step onto, and I probably then would make this part of the slab here recessed downwards by 50mm. So I've created a 50mm offset downwards in that area, and I've created some more shapes now, and then depending on what your floor plan is going to look like finally, we've set back 900, so you could probably fit a front door in that opening, or you could have your front door in this front iron opening like that. So that creates a few shapes now. I'm going to stop the video again, and then when we start back again on the next video, we're going to have a look at how we can analyse how the sun's going to penetrate into this building.